is why I asked you at the start. Was this on?
In my defense, now I've got it turned up too loud. In my defense, I
So
have.
is this the official start of the podcast?
Yeah, 15 minutes
You
in.
had some great thoughts on
Oh
abortion
my
there.
God, we were talking so much about Israel.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so annoying.
Yeah, I mean, I personally don't think all Indians smell, but you're allowed to have that viewpoint.
Well, I am Team Pakistan here.
Yeah,
You know?
oh yeah. You
That's
pick
it.
sides.
Actually, that was something I wanted to talk about. Have you seen much about it?
It's one of those I'm aware it's happening.
Yeah.
I know nothing.
There was the only thing I know about it, and it's like not funny, but it is kind of funny. Was there was a video of the whole thing get kicked off. I think it's been going on fucking years. I don't know the intricacies of that region, but there was like a terrorist attack in India administered Kashmir. It's just one area. There was a terrorist attack. A load of tourists died. Quite sad, but. Right, there was a video of a guy going down a zip line, and he's videoing himself going, oh, and all you hear is gunshots, and he's just unaware of what's going on, and you can see people like on the ground running, and he's just oblivious to it, like, this is great, I'm having a zip line. What a way to actually start the podcast, by the way.
That's a great, yeah. The rest was just warm up. That's, I mean, he's just down being like, this is a great day. Gets to the bottom, just bodies.
Really
everywhere.
ruins your day. Like, it would really kill the vibe.
It's like, you know, like, I always have that thought, like, during a horrendous historical event, someone was having a nice time.
Oh, yeah.
Someone was in the cinema watching Shrek during 9/11.
The
Like in New
Batman
York.
film. Remember the Batman shooting?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Imagine
my
getting to see
God.
The Dark Knight for the first time and then fucking... Or was it Batman Begins?
Dark Knight Rises.
Was it Dark Knight Rises?
Dark Knight Rises.
Fucking hell. You see Bane for the first time and then some lunatic comes in with an AR-15.
That's right, because he came in dressed as a Joker, so people were probably like,
Did he?
oh, this is part of it?
That's fucking...
This is...
It's a bit of a baller move when you think about it.
Yeah, this is interactive, yeah.
Yeah, it's... When I went to go see... I think it was maybe It 2, the midnight release, in the Odyssey, they were doing, like... Some of the staff were dressed up as clowns.
Yeah.
And they did, like, one of them did come into, like, the sort of cinema, like, the room, and was like, my mate was freaking, like, going, the fucking clowns in here. I'm like, it's not going to kill you. It's a guy on minimum wage in a fucking, with a clown costume on, a bit of makeup, like, he was sitting, what the fuck, like.
Yeah. Was it the people, like, serving you popcorn were dressed as clowns?
No, they were in normal, sort of combat uniform. It was like other ones, they must have been getting overtime or something for it, you know what I mean?
I haven't seen the movie of it. Does it end the same way as the book?
No, absolutely
You
not.
know how they defeat the clown in the book?
They all buck it, don't they?
No.
Is it
You
not
think
bucket?
they all buck the clown?
Is that not what it is?
It's even worse.
Is it though?
They basically run a train on the girl.
Not even the clown?
Not even the clown. The clown's just watching.
Oh, fuck, it would stop me.
It goes also, it's like a fucking 30-page scene, and Stephen King goes into depth and detail about like
I've
how
read Stephen
big
King.
each of the boys are and all, and how it
Oh,
felt.
what?
And you're like, what am I? Like, this is just became children writing.
He did. I have read a few of his books, and he's very like detailed, and like he'll tell you about every crack there is on the wallpaper.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine like the detail he goes into the young boy. Like, how old are they in the book?
They're like 13.
It's not as sexy then, is it?
You wanted younger.
Yeah, exactly. I thought they were fucking.
It was you in your eyes realizing you're like, I should stop saying.
Yeah,
what I'm about to
it was.
say.
It was like just fucking shut up.
But his books do my head. Because if I'm reading the book, I hate when books describe an area to you way too much.
Yeah.
They're like in the hall and it had chandeliers and it lit up. I'm like, I know what a hall looks like.
Because the good thing about this is gonna sound so fucking cringe or something, but the good thing about books is you have your own imagination and how you sort of like imagine it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they should leave like some sort of. But he's like, oh no, this guy had 14 wrinkles on his left cheek. His balls were like one was bigger than the other one.
Yep. He has a credit rating of 8.4, and you're like, this guy isn't even important to the story. He does that. He'll just have like random conversations. It'll be like, and they went in, and John, the shop worker, was there, and John was in a bad mood because his mother had fallen down the stairs earlier that day, and he'd been telling her to get a new carpet. And you're like, this isn't important.
He writes like a granda telling you a story.
Yes.
He? like an old granda at the bar, just fucking. And I says to him, and I wouldn't have been fond of it at the time. Now, you know that sort of
was a style at the time. You wouldn't have done that now.
There was a guy. Oh, this is years ago, and he did a TikTok that just reminded me, and it was he was pretending to be SpongeBob as like a County Armagh fucking granda,
Right.
and he's like, I used to work for Eugene the Cope Crabs at the time, and I worked with a fella Squidward, and it was a Protestant fella, but he was all right, and it was genuinely one of the funniest videos I
Is
ever
that
saw.
Michael Fry, maybe? It
I don't
sounds
know.
like something he would do.
Michael, it could have been.
It sounds in his style.
Is he from up here?
He's from down south.
No, he was from up here, like, so he was.
Right. That's still very funny though.
Oh, it was brilliant. It was brilliant. But what was I going to say there? The Stephen King books, I've only read one, and it was something about fucking... I was on holiday in Egypt reading it when I was like 12, and it was like, I was, because it was goth, as I said, I was fucking...
Were you in Egypt?
No, as I said, my dad wouldn't let me have the hair.
No,
so I was. I'm a Mazza barber. I wasn't even allowed those. I think I had a Slipknot hoodie, a Bring Me the Horizon T-shirt, and that was a Machine Head T-shirt at the time. That was the only 3 things I was allowed.
Yeah.
But my ma was a barber, so I was forced to get a haircut instead of growing it out long. But I have a cow's lick. I'd look like a proper weird goth.
I have that too, like on the back of your head.
No, that's not a cow's lick, is it?
Yeah, cow lick is when your hair's like.
Is it not like there?
You can get it there because when my hair's long, it looks like I have a bald spot, but it's just a cow lick.
Oh right, okay. Mine's like a wee, it's not even a fringe. It just fucking goes
You've like a wee
that.
alfalfa.
Yeah,
Right,
so if I was a goth, I'd look like I don't know, like I'm cross dressing or something. Do you know what I mean?
Were your other friends goths?
Yeah.
Here's a question I have because I knew goths, but it wasn't all of that life.
Yeah.
Why did every group of teenage goths have a mate that was like 47?
To get them drink.
Who was just allowed to hang about with them?
Just to get them drink. Oh, yeah. There was a guy. The thing about goths back then, you don't see it as much anymore now. When we used to run about City Hall, there was goths on Smicks.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. There was a guy, Chris, can't remember his second name, but he was like 30, and he was just, thinking back now, he was definitely on diazepam flat out. Like, he was just an absolute fucking maniac.
Yeah.
But he used to just run in and get everyone drink, and then just sit and drink with a load of goths, and you're like, are you even into this music? And like, they're all listening to fucking like Metallica and all, and he's just sitting there in a full tracksuit.
They were 14 talking about school and all, and there's just a grown man.
Yeah, there would have been older goths as well, and they're actually more dangerous than the Smicks, because the Smicks, they're just there for a party. Yeah. But the old goths, they're preying on the young ones.
They are, yeah. Every goth girl I know has a, like,
oh, yeah.
I remember my first boyfriend, I was 14, he was 37.
Yeah.
And looking back, there was the red flags, and you're like, was it that he was old enough to be your dad?
Do you know what happened to me? I was 13, and my girlfriend was 16.
Right.
And that was fucking, you know what I mean? I've always thought now I could put in for an out claim.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But
that's
a bit of a grey area. Well, it's not a grey area. It's a black and white illegal.
Yeah. It's not a grey area. It's paedophilia. And
I remember she wasn't much of a looker now. I will say. I don't know what I was really thinking. Probably just horned out in 13. Yeah. But I remember she was eating a packet of ham one day in her living room and she had no socks on. And for a year, and I don't really like feet as much as it is to begin with.
Because you give off the vibe you love a foot, like.
Do I?
I think I wouldn't surprise me if you were into foot.
A foot fetish? No, yeah. I'm very. I'm actually anti-feet, to be honest. Yeah. Unless that's me, like a coping mechanism. Yeah. And I haven't discovered that I'm fucking big into feet.
See, I keep my socks on. On during
sex?
Yeah.
No. I'd keep
during
them on,
activities. Socks on.
I think a girl looks sexier with nothing but socks on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what? It's like. Do you ever take a shite with no boxers on?
I don't like it.
I will go put boxers on.
Just to go take a shit.
I just don't like shit naked.
I do get that, to be fair. It's like
you feel exposed. I'm like, if someone comes in and robs my house right now,
this is actually
I'm just a wee vulnerable shitting man.
This is actually what I wanted to ask you about as well. So obviously we're in great weather now. How, like, if you're obviously at night time, it's very, very difficult to sleep. Would you be a commando sleeper?
Only if it's warm, like if all the windows open, one leg over the blanket, and I'm still not, then I'll do it.
One leg over the blanket while you're naked's crazy.
Yeah.
So it is.
Just looks like I'm advertising.
The reason I don't like it is I feel too vulnerable. Yeah. You know, if you need to get up like that in the middle of the night.
If my nanny comes into the room.
You know, if I'm getting
I don't want to be like, oh, I'm indecent.
don't come in, please.
You know what I mean? Now, will I get up during the afternoon, just in my boxers, and go downstairs, fucking half-mast? Yes.
Oh, that's fine. You know what I mean? That's ref says play on there. But if a burglar came into my room and I'm lying there bollock naked, I bounce up. I look like Mike Wazowski, do you know from Monsters Inc? Yeah. Just 2 legs in a big circle. What are you doing here? But it's also like, I don't know, it's not comfortable. See, I also think that when you're too warm, there's nothing that can help you. You
No,
just need to
yeah.
like lie on the bathroom floor like a dog or something.
But you know what freaks I hate? The freaks who are like, I hate the summer. Bring me winter.
I am one of those freaks.
Oh, why, man?
I think in my older age now,
Do you like being sad? What's the matter?
I'm sad all the time, mate. But I don't know. It's like I fucking hate sweating. I hate being too warm. It is the being too warm at night time. That's what gets me the most.
I get you.
I'd rather my bed always be freezing than my bed ever be too warm.
Whereas in winter just makes me sad. Like I'm sad. Like
I don't know. I like the it's the sort of coziness of winter. Getting a nice hoodie on. It's also like because summer's not really associated with like football. Obviously, the football season ends. Where I imagine winter. Like I imagine, see a Saturday afternoon. It's grey, slightly raining. Going out to watch the football at 3 o'clock. That's great.
See, but I'll counter with this: a summer where the World Cup's on.
That's good as well. But
day like this,
if you're working though, it's shite.
Yeah, I don't have that problem.
Yeah.
I work 20 minutes a night and wake up at 2 in the afternoon.
It's easy for some, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe if I had a bit of a lifestyle change, I would be fucking. I'd be loving summer too.
I can't ever complain about work ever. I do fuck all. All I do is tell jokes and then whatever I want.
There's still, and you
My
always
life
hear.
is a piss take.
You always hear like I think it was Tom Segura. I remember talking about it before, and he was like, "You don't understand how hard it is on the road sometimes." And I'm like, "Mate, shut up, please."
I'll say that on the road it's different.
Mm.
A tour, and he's doing 200 dates. Your day is wake up at 5 in the morning, leave the hotel, get a taxi, in an airport all day, fly for a couple of hours, check into the hotel, do the show, go to bed. Do that 200 times.
Could certainly be worse though. Do you know what I mean?
It's not the worst, but your immune system, like, I hate any comedian that takes themselves to any performer.
Yeah.
You know, even like an actor, it's like, you know, it's really difficult to like then do something else.
Yeah.
No one is making you be a professional saxophone player. You are fully in this of your own volition. You have made the choices to be here. Get another job. Do you know what I mean?
Like, how hard is it to be a saxophone player as well?
Harder than it is to be a comedian, I imagine, for way less money. But
do you think so? Oh well, the money
is it
definitely.
a sexy instrument? There's instruments that. Here's the thing. There's instruments that if someone goes, he played me this instrument and a rhythm, I understand it. Yeah. And then there's other instruments. I know people will be like, oh, he played me like a song on the ukulele and I just fell for him. I'm like, you're disgusting.
Not a sexy instrument by the ukulele, but
No.
a saxophone maybe.
Saxophone's a bit sexy.
Baker Street. That's quite sexy. You know, Sherlock. Is it Sherlock Holmes? Is that my man?
It is your man.
For fuck's sake.
Oh, but I don't know.
What did well, she's not going to come on the podcast. I don't know what I was waiting for there.
I thought she was.
I know. It's just been told. Get up the stairs again.
Yeah. She's on bags,
She's just giving me the fingers there.
Saxophones. Okay, we'll go sexy.
Yeah, definitely sexy.
Guitar is sexy.
Of course.
Guitar is.
Bass. Teetering.
Could be. It depends what you play. If you're playing me a funky bit of Stevie Wonder.
Slapping the bass. Yeah, true. Drums. I don't know. They're always pretty
You
fucking...
can't play the drums at someone.
Yeah,
You can't
true.
be like, sit down there, darling. Let me lay down your number. Can't do it.
You did do that sketch as well before.
I did, yeah.
That's right. That came up in my...
I forgot about that, actually.
That came up in my fucking Instagram story memories the other day, actually.
That's one of those sketches that when we're making it, we're like, is this a bit hacky? Is it easy? And then it blows up and you're like, I know nothing. I don't know what people want.
You do. I think as well, with a lot of local jokes, it is easy to be like, is this a hack bit? And I fucking...
There's a fine line between the, like, it's funny because it's local.
I was literally about to say that.
And you're just talking about where you're from.
Yeah.
I think there is a fine line. Because we're all like people who, when that video came out, which I found very funny, some people are like, are you raging about that? And I'm like, nah.
Yeah, because it's not...
All of us who do that also know when we do those like real easy jokes, we're doing it
because they're easy
for a reason.
Yeah,
it's like I'll give you a few easy jokes before I get into the weirder stuff or the harder stuff. But we were aware that we do it. No one was doing those and being like, I'm groundbreaking.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
It's not like you think you're and it's like you're obviously not going to do those when you're across the water, sort of thing.
That does What are you talking about when you're over there? Well, I'm certainly not talking about the Ravenhill fucking night hatch. I'm talking about general things. But
it's that one video. It's in the back of my mind every time I'm writing a joke. If it's even like remotely like related to like local sort of things, I'm like, fuck, am I just doing this because it's easy?
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the craft for a second, Matthew. I feel if you're true to yourself
Yeah.
And you're putting your own unique perspective on it.
I couldn't agree more.
That's when it's art. So when I'm doing my wanking jokes, I just I'm really talking about genocide, but I'm masking it for the public. That's what I'm doing. So I'm talking about blasting rope to Babe Station, but I'm thinking about those burning schools in the Ukraine. I'm thinking about they would love to see this. That's what they want.
That could be what they need.
Yeah.
10 minutes, a quick 10, just wanking
So
jokes.
there's some gigs I'm at, like I'd rather be in a burning school.
Fuck right enough.
Like no gig where you know you're gonna have to die.
Oh yeah.
Have you had I've always seen you do well. Have you had a death yet?
Oh yeah, plenty. I did a joke in Bangor, and it was an older crowd. I haven't been back to the comedy club since. I went up and I said something like, "I love being in Bangor. It's like I love Bangor. Bangor's like Hollywood's wee brother. If the wee brother was sexually assaulted by the uncle." But I didn't use the word sexually assaulted. I used a pretty harsher word.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I said it, I was like, oh, they didn't like that.
Yeah.
And then I said something like about fingering a bird on the. I think I said something like fingering a 13-year-old on the swans, and then I made a joke that it was last week, and they just did not like that either. But I and it was. Do you know what I mean?
I'm getting very Kieran Bartlett vibes off this because he used to get up and just be like, "I'm gonna fucking snap your neck, you twanky cunt," and I'm like, he hated me. I'm like, yeah,
yeah.
You threatened him immediately.
But it was an older crowd, and it was the week before I was doing hot water. So like that week, I was like, "Holy fuck, I can't do comedy. I should never do comedy again."
Yeah.
But it was.
But this is when people like again, people are free to criticize. I'm not someone who's like, "Don't ever criticize me."
Yeah.
But when they're like, sometimes yes, we do wee easy jokes.
Yeah.
But also bear in mind, I have to do a fucking ga club in Roscommon.
Aye.
What do they know about? Do you know what I mean? Like, there's times you have to do the real easy stuff because you're like, I have to get laughs. These people don't want avant-garde, weird thoughts.
Sort of very creative-esque sort of things.
Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you're like, you're paying me good amounts of money here. I have to do well.
But we did that one obviously in the. I can't remember what you call the bar. It's a Glentoran Supporters Club. Remember that one we did
Duns
No, that wasn't the Duns one. That was Crack House Comedy, by the way, is what he's referring to. Back on the 13th of June.
Yes.
It was like a fundraiser night. It was me, you, Alan, and Luke.
I cannot remember where this is.
It was like a wee long room, so it was.
Yes,
and that was actually a really good night.
Yeah.
But that was one of those sort of ones where you just have to go.
Yeah.
These jokes, I'm going to do 10 minutes about Belfast, and you're all going to love it.
Yeah. You saw me that night. The speed I go at.
Yeah.
Is because the room can get that rowdy.
Yeah.
You can't give them a second to interrupt you.
Oh yeah.
So you have to just go like.
That was good. I did a fundraiser in the pavilion there last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, and I said it was my first fundraiser. Completely forgot I'd done that one, to be fair, so it was my second fundraiser. That one was good. I didn't think that room was that bad, like in terms of people talking, and that was a long room. But the one in pavilion, it was for Inspire, and it was like me, Adam Byrne, Soupy Campbell, and Heather Anderson.
Love Soupy.
Oh, what a guy!
And Adam, I love Soupy and Adam.
What a guy! But he was MCing. And you know the way the pub set up, obviously the raised bit at the back, usually for the comedians. Obviously the fundraiser was people getting fucking chicken goujons and burgers and all up there.
Yeah.
And then you know the wee bit sort of in behind the toilet door.
Yes.
There was people sitting in there, and from like that the toilet door onwards, they just didn't want to fucking listen.
Just talking the whole time.
And it was like when we walked in, we were like, "Holy fuck, what are we doing here?" I says to Adam, like, it's not too late to just say we don't want to do this anymore. Because they were doing a pub quiz and all. There was a DJ. The DJ looked like fucking Michael D. Higgins. He was about 70, and we were like, "Can you set up the microphone for us here, mate?" And he goes, "Ah," and we were like, "Brilliant." But again, it was like the front half of the room was good, and so I wouldn't say it was like a death. But like as soon as I went up, it was for Inspire, the mental health charity, and I was like, as soon as I went up, I was like, for Inspire or whatever. I inspire you at the back of the room to please fuck up, which went down quite well, but still didn't fuck up. Yeah, to be fair.
You'll get used to dying.
Oh no, I'm used to it now.
Yeah, the best thing to do is if you can acknowledge it once. Yeah. Now if you're repeatedly going like I'm not doing well, this is shite, then it's weird. But if there's times I've done it and I've died for like 10 minutes out of a 30-minute set, and I'll just go, this isn't going well. This is not enjoyable. I got my first walkout the weekend.
As in someone walked out of your show?
Yeah.
Where was it?
I was in a gig in Dublin. I'll not name it, just in, you never know how weird they'll take it. They're good. They're a lovely club. No, I just don't want to fucking drag them. But I was on stage. It was in Dublin, and I was telling this story about me as a kid, how gross I was as a kid. But I mentioned where I was from. I was like, I'm from East Belfast, which is stereotypically the Protestant side.
Yeah.
And fucking the room just lit up. Boo, boo. I was like, what? Because I'm a Protestant? They went, boo, boo. And I went, and I couldn't get a word out because they were just booing me that heavily. And I went, people in Dublin, is Dublin booing me right now? Boo. And I went, why are you booing? Is there an immigrant behind me? Why are you booing? One guy fuming just left.
That's a fucking, what a way to handle it though.
It was one of those that were like half annoyed but also half like, fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough. Shane Gillis was actually talking about it when he did that tour. He was in Dublin, and in part of his set he says about black people, and apparently the whole of the Three Arena down in Dublin just started booing. And he was like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Yeah.
It's like, sometimes, do you ever pretend to have horrendous views?
Yeah, all the time.
Just because it's fun. So someone will, on Hinge, someone's like, what's your most controversial opinion? I'm like, burn the boats.
It wasn't 6 million. Closer to 230,000 if you ask me.
Well, if you look at the German infrastructure, they couldn't have physically put all the ovens in that place.
15 ovens for how many years? Come on.
Would you ever do that as a joke to someone thinking it'll freak them out? And they're like, 100%, mate. And they're like, oh, no, mate, I'm joking.
It's like Peep Show. You ever see Peep Show when he's doing the Nazi?
Is this real?
He's fucking... I told you not to do that. Can't believe I've just done that as well, by the way. That's a Roman salute for anyone watching.
You're not supposed to do that, Daryl. You know you're not supposed to do that. That's my favourite. I fucking love Peep Show.
It used to make me so uncomfortable because I like a load of like sitcoms would. I'd have this like, I don't know what it was, where I would sort of like freak out and think like, is this what life's gonna be like?
Yeah.
Am I gonna be Mark or am I gonna be Jez?
Yeah.
And it was Always Sunny used to get that as well.
Yeah.
I think because I was smoking a load of grass at the time.
I used to base my personality on sitcom characters. So I used to be so cheeky and sarcastic to people. Still am. But like in my head, I'm like, I'm just being the funny one. And then it turns out people are like, no, everyone thinks you're a dick.
You're
like,
the
you're
most
so
annoying person I
cheeky
know.
to everyone. Yeah. You're so cheeky to everyone. I'm like, oh, but like it's a bit. I didn't realise like they're like, oh.
See you later. Have to cut that out for fuck's sake. Have a good holiday.
Bye, Mrs. Densmore.
What sitcom characters did you?
Such a Chandler, like.
Chandler? Oh yeah, but that's not like an annoying one. Although he could be. I could see
quite,
that.
If you take a laugh track out, he is quite rude.
True.
He's always been like, no, why would I be here?
The laugh tracks without Ross as well. He's an absolute psycho.
Serial killer.
Oh
yeah.
Who if you had to rank your friends' characters?
I actually just don't like Ross.
Really?
I don't like Ross and I don't like Phoebe.
Don't like Phoebe myself.
Phoebe's rude.
I can get behind that.
She's actually a bitch.
Yeah, I can see that.
She's a real bitch to Ross, specifically.
Is she?
Watch it back. I don't think she's ever nice to him.
But if you don't like Ross, why does that bother you?
But he's not doing anything wrong to her.
True.
I don't like him because he's such a fucking like, oh, poor me.
Yeah, I find him so funny though.
Yeah.
The one where he's great podcast content all about friends, but the one where he's like they would start a new segment. We'll just talk about Friends episodes, and I could watch it. I could talk about it fucking Friends for days. But where he's blocked making the fajitas, and he's like, oh wow, and he's like, he comes out with the fajitas and they burn his hand. He gets blocked on the margaritas when Joey's riding Charlie. Rachel.
I haven't seen.
See, this is where I out myself as like a fucking full-on Friends virgin. Yeah. It's like I watch it to go to bed.
I'm like, I know the holiday armadillo. I don't know that much about Friends.
Oh, I could fucking tell you all the episode names. I couldn't really. But there used to be an app called Quiz Up, and this is peak autism. Called Quiz Up, and it used to be like you would challenge people to people or like around the world about like on a quiz topic. And my Friends, I was #1 in Ireland for like fucking weeks at a time. I was just going on and just being like, fuck you, I know everything about Friends.
You fucking loser.
I know.
I mean, I want you in a pub quiz.
Oh, only if it's Friends related.
You do give me a vibe that you'd fucking smash a pub quiz.
Oh yeah.
Like you have like your own pen and all. Like you come in, you're like...
I have like team names ready to go at an instant.
See, now we'll get on to the meat and veg. Like, there's pub quiz names I find insufferable. Anything that is a jizz pun.
Yeah, quiz on my face.
Quiz in my face, quiz in my pants.
Yeah.
Quizzy Maguire. No, Quizzy Maguire's okay.
Quizzy Maguire.
I like Quizzy Maguire.
The classic, the banker never fails. Quizlamic State.
I've never heard that. That's
Have you
brilliant.
not?
That's really good.
Quizlamic State's probably my favourite.
Quizlamic State's brilliant.
I find them the longer the sentence is for the pun, the funnier I think. Like, so you say like no jizz sort of rated ones where I think like, holy fuck, I've just fucking quizzed in my pants. I would find that so funny.
That's a lot better. Yeah. Let's Get Quizzical is one I also hate.
Oh, that is. Do you not like that one?
I hate that one.
That's a very like your ma or like fucking
your mummy would love that. You're like, oh.
Yeah, it's like a fucking a family pub quiz. You know what I mean? Where there's dogs in the pub and there's fucking like babies and proms and everything. That's a very sort of PG.
Have you ever heard? Like, I remember this always gives me fucking. Do you ever get those things you think of, embarrassing things you did, and you wake up in the middle of the night?
It keeps me awake at night all the time.
Like, why did I do that? At the time, third year French, we were doing a team quiz, like everyone in the class, and they let us choose our own names, right? I don't know why. Me and my friends thought it was hilarious to have the quiz name I Touch Little Boys. It's not funny. I don't know why. We were like, that's holla. Teacher's gonna love that. And then at the end, the teacher's reading out all the quiz names. One before us, they called their team the Short Strand Defenders. This was around the time of the City Hall protest because the flag had went down.
Oh, why?
So she was Catholic. She went fucking mental. 20 minutes. She was like, it's disgraceful. I'm trying to set up a quiz to be nice, and you're bringing sectarianism into it. You're fucking Friday detentions for like a week, and she's going like for 20, 30 minutes, and the more she's going at them, we're like white in the face sweating because we were like, ours isn't even a joke. Ours is just I'm a pedo. That's it. And then she goes, right, disgusting. Don't want to see any more of that. Next team, I like. Well, this is just like fucking riddle through us. Because I don't know why I thought that was funny.
It is objectively funny.
We thought the teacher would read out, I like little boys. And we were like, miss, we got you, you fucking.
Were you not little boys at the time, though?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Let them touch what they want.
Yeah, we need to go back. We need to retroactively fight my case there.
Freedom for I touch little boys.
Little boy. Yeah, I touch little. Oh my god, I touch little boys.
Could be an argument for pedophiles in the future. Just I identify as a little boy. You know, I am a little boy myself. And
or people have tried that, and that is weirder to me than being like not weirder than being trans. I'm so obviously don't care.
Yeah,
I find it weirder when people are really bothered.
Yeah, it's the I think it was a Pierce Morgan or something was on TV and he was like, what if I say I identify as a helicopter? It's like, yeah you could do that. Everyone would think you're fucking wired up.
Why don't you identify as the guy who ran a newspaper who hacked a murdered teenager's phone? Identify as that, Pierce.
But it's weird. He's actually the voice of reason now when it comes to Israel and Gaza. Well, to an extent.
Because do you know what he is?
What?
He is the guy who will always take an opposing view to what is the mainstream thing.
Yeah.
Is
Israel the mainstream thing?
In America?
True, yeah, it is.
Full of Jews?
Here. Now, it's only taken 44 minutes, technically half an hour. But, you know, everywhere is full of them. Everywhere. Which is weird because supposedly 6 million of them died.
This is becoming a real 4 a.m. kitchen podcast.
And yet, that's the beauty of it. And yet they're everywhere, but 6 million died. You know, Ireland used to have a population of 10 million before the famine.
Yeah.
It never recovered. So how can one population recover so quickly?
I don't know, dude. I walk about this country, there's a few people who have recovered from the famine quite well.
Oh, I fucking right.
We're making up for it again.
I could do it going back.
Me too, if I wasn't Ozempic up.
Are you on the Ozempic?
Yeah.
How long have you been? You're looking slim, to be fair.
Since September.
And is it Manjaro or is it
Manjaro? Yeah, that's the one that works.
It I don't know. It freaks me. I'm quite a what do you call it? Hypochondriac.
Yeah.
Like, see, I will take anything as long as it's illegal. See, if it's legal, I'm like, what are the side effects?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because now big business is on the side of this, and you don't trust it. Whereas anything illegal, you're like, are we Colombian? out of the goodness of his heart, smuggled this across borders
Up
because
his
he
arse.
wants me to have a good time.
Of course.
So of course I'm gonna sniff it.
Yeah, why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
What is this? Is a tablet that looks like a fucking skull and crossbones.
yeah.
Why would I not take that?
Yeah.
Never mind your regulated fucking medication.
What is this yellow bag of crystals you have put it out of your shoes, man? I have just met. Yes, I will take it.
Does it? Is there any side effects off it?
Yeah, you get quite sick when you first take it,
Yeah.
and then when you go up in doses, you get that nausea back.
Yeah.
I double dosed by mistake this week. Took it in one day and then forgot I'd taken it at night and took it again. Holy fuck, mate!
Really?
I've been like Team America, just bad boking. The worst side effect that you know what the news ain't talking about this. Worst burps.
I've heard the sulfur burps.
Oh my mate!
I've heard about these.
I have burped and then farted to cover it up. They're rotten, like.
It's like rotten eggs. Is that what sulfur smells like?
Yeah, it's like proper. I did a burp and Patty walked into the room, just walked back out again. They was like, "What the fuck is that?"
I had a fella message me after that those clips went out, and he was like, just some guy on Instagram, and he just was, "You're the biggest wanker I've ever seen on Instagram in my life. You could do with a calorie deficit, lifestyle change, and fucking a 5k run or something." And then he goes on to say, "You probably sit in the house taking skinny injections and wank 5 times a day." And I was like, "Mate, honestly, I wish I could afford them." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm still wanking 5 times a day, no doubt.
Yeah.
You know, but I wish I could get on the fucking
And
Ozempic.
his insult is a lifestyle you're
Aspiring to be,
That's
yeah.
what you want to be.
Oh, God forgive a man has hobbies. Do you know what I mean? What, is it just make your appetite? Does it just reduce your appetite?
Like crisps stop speaking to you. Do you know what I
I
mean?
feel like that just wouldn't work on me.
Do you know when you're in the garage and you're walking past the sweeties and you can hear them just in your head?
Like the snakes in Harry Potter.
Yeah. Just go on, have us.
Take me. I'd be lovely with a bit of bread.
I'm reduced.
125.
Sneak me in your coat pocket. Eat me in bed. So that is just not there anymore?
I don't know. I feel like I've got the appetite of a Labrador. I feel like I could just keep eating.
I did. It would blow your fucking mind, mate.
Really?
It's just gone. Like.
It's like it's for diabetics, isn't it?
It wasn't initially. That was for insulin. Yeah.
Aye.
It was. I don't know if it was a replacement for insulin or something to help with that. But then they found out they were like, everyone we've put on this is like a quarter of their body weight. What is this? And it turns out they've just found a weight loss injection.
That like it just like even just calling it a weight loss injection just sounds too good because I remember my ma used to always buy like fucking these mental pills off like Chinese guys above like fucking solicitors in East Belfast and they're like
And they didn't work, no?
No, funny enough they didn't. It's like Jack and the Beanstalk buying magic beans. You know what I mean? You take. I'm not gonna do the accent. You take these. You shit 3 times a day. You lose weight. And that sort of broken English.
Yeah.
May as well have done the accent there.
Shit do 3 times a day.
You take this, you lose a big weight. I don't know why I went Japanese.
Yeah. We've just went completely different.
I would still trust him if he was Japanese. They didn't work, and now it's like fucking. You just stick this pen in you once a week, and and you can just bat. You know.
Yeah, it's one of those. I was so skeptical of it, and then tried it, and was like, "Holy fuck, this really." Now, am I terrified of when I have to stop them?
Yeah.
Am I gonna put it all back on? That's my fear.
Does it just reduce your appetite for the time that you're taking it?
Yeah.
Oh, so when you go off it, it's like, fuck, I'm starving here.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to wean myself. Instead of stopping it, I'm going to wean myself off it.
And it's a wee pen you just inject yourself with, isn't
it?
Yeah. So I don't know.
So you just stick a needle on top of it, roll the pen back, put it in.
How big are the needle we're talking here?
Tiny. But big needles are easier than smaller needles. They hurt way less.
I don't know if that's the case.
In my opinion, like a big needle doesn't freak me out. A wee tiny needle proper pinches you.
Oh, like that sort of pain. It's not even the actual feeling of it piercing the skin. It's the thought of it in the fucking like.
I find it easier to do when I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Do you know when someone else is doing it? It's almost like someone's about to dig you.
Yeah.
And you're just do it.
You
know when you're gonna do it. It's bothering me. Just punch me. Whereas it's yourself, I'm fine with it. Like
I've only had like blood taken a couple of times. And I remember the first time I got it done, I was like, I actually kind of like that. So I don't have tattoos or anything, so I don't know if it like what that's. And I don't really have a high pain tolerance.
You got none?
No tattoos.
Yeah, none.
No.
They're weird in that they're not.
Have you?
You have 2.
Oh, have you?
I have my mum's name here, and then of the potato in a wheelchair on my leg. That me and Paddy did an episode.
The duality of man.
Yeah, my mum, she's with me always, and also disabled potato. So it was an episode of a podcast me and Paddy did where we tattooed each other but didn't tell the other one. So he gave me a potato in a wheelchair, and I gave him the parking badge, the disabled parking badge.
Yes, yeah.
He was so angry. He did not speak to me for 2 days. And anytime we were like ringing to organise like when are we recording the next podcast, I would answer the phone, just laugh. He was like hello, and I'm like and then hang up again.
Oh, it was. They're not hurt at all.
They do hurt, but it's not like excruciating pain. It's like it's like you have a bit of sunburn and someone's just doing this.
See, it's kind of like that in that sense. Do you know
but
what
after
I mean?
a while, it's like it's on that same area. You're like, right, this is really starting to annoy me now. And then when they fill it in, that's when I find it hurts. Like with, they'll outline it and then they'll colour it up.
The shade and all. See, I think I like ones that are like like fucking scorpions and like animals.
Yeah.
That require a lot of shading. And I also think like I would just be like, fuck, I hate this. I remember we took mushrooms one time, and my mate Leon had like tattoos up his arm, and they were moving and they were fucking freaking me out. And I says, do you ever just want to fucking rip them off you? And and for that reason, I think I just can't be taking. I just can't be having. Not that I can't be taking mushrooms. I just can't have tattoos.
Yeah. You should. Yeah, you're gonna keep doing the drugs. But like, tattoos aren't safe.
No way, because fucking I walk about with my arm peeled off or something. Nah.
Mushrooms are a fun time.
Done them twice, and the second time was the worst experience I've ever had in my life.
What happened?
We took the chocolates.
Yes. Yeah.
And so the first week we took them, we were only taking a half square each, and it was the best crack ever. I think I might have talked about this in the podcast with Kieran, but we were in Robinson's and just fucking had a half a square. There was a wee bald guy with these like brown shoes on, and I, in my head, like tripping out, thought that the brown shoes looked like, do you like those big curly cowboy shoes or something, like at the front? And all my friends were up at the bar getting a pint, and I was just stood at the pool table crying, like full tears streaming down my face with this wee bald man. He was playing pool, and I just couldn't stop laughing at the shoes. And that was the best crack I've ever had in my life. And then the second time we did them was like a week later, and it was like I was like a man possessed. I was like, these aren't hitting me, give me another one. And it took 4 full chocolates, which is like 4 grams of mushrooms. Yeah. And then when they all hit, holy fuck, that's when they hit like a train, and I just couldn't.
Where were you?
Originally in Robinson's, but then we were like, we need to get out of here, and went back to our mate's flat, and we were like, it like sits above the lagoon, which wasn't a great idea. And so what happened was, I was freaking out. I was like, I need to put myself to bed here to try to stop this. Didn't work, obviously, because you just have to strap in. And they were like, we'll go a walk somewhere, and they went to walk, and one of our mates just fucking hit the dirt, like collapsed, and then fucking cut his knees. Got back up, was fine. They were like, right, we'll go back to the gaff here. Walked a few more like meters down the road. The same thing happened. He picked up, it was grand, but I was lying in his bed while they were all out, and then he came into the room, and I was like, what's going on? He was like covered in blood, and I was like, what the fuck's going on here? So he was in like getting washed off by like one of our other mates, was like helping him clean up all the blood, and our other 2 mates were sitting in the living room, so I went down to sit in the living room with them, and they just weren't speaking to me, but obviously they were freaked out about him hitting the dirt. I didn't know that he hit the dirt. I had just seen him covered in blood, and they weren't speaking to me, and I was like, have I done this? Yeah, that's literally what I thought. And then I was living with my mate Luke at the time, and we were like, we have another mate Paul, and Paul's sensible, and we were like, we just need Paul to pick us up and get us back to the house. He came and got us, and I remember being in the car. He went into Asda to get grapes or something, and I being in the car, and I was like, I feel trapped in this box. I had to sit with the car door open while the rain was coming down. But in fairness, when we got back to the gaff, I got my big fucking blanket around me, sweats on, David Attenborough documentary, and it was the best time ever.
That's so you need comfort on mushrooms. You can't be around people you don't know.
Oh no, there's people I knew. There was football on, and I was trying to watch the football, and I couldn't make sense of what was going on. Like, it was so intense. Do the visuals? Yeah, it's fucking.
I remember
wild.
taking them in Amsterdam with Cormac before, and we'd never done them, so we just took them, say what's happening, sitting smoking. I had the mushrooms, and then weirdly for some reason they must have been able to get BBC on the Dutch TV because Dickinson's Real Deal came on. And I have never seen something so bright in my life because the mushrooms kicked in as David Dickinson came on screen. It was like looking straight into the sun. We literally had to go like that, like walk to the TV like this because we couldn't see just how bright he was.
His big grey hair and everything. He must look like God at that point.
He was like a fucking omniscient being. Like, I've had a great deal here in Middlesbrough, and this is, and we're fucking, geez, turn him down. But because he was so bright, everything else was like dark. But the only light in my life at the time was David Dickinson. You know what I mean?
It's quite poetic almost.
Yeah, he was the only shining thing. That's when you know when people say they've done mushrooms.
Yeah.
And you know they haven't, because they start describing things that happen on acid.
Yeah.
And that's how you know they're lying, because I was seeing shapes and things were flying.
Yeah.
No, it didn't.
Well, I think the
all it makes you do is go, "Ah, trees, class." That's all.
The time we were doing it, the second time, now one of our other mates, he had taken acid before. I've never taken it. He was saying like that was pretty close to like acid in terms of how strong of it, because it was like 4 or 5 grams.
Yeah.
But the first time it was like,
oh, if you've taken 4 grams, yeah, you're getting pretty close.
Yeah. But the first time it was really like half a gram or whatever it was, and it was like the pool table looked like the sort of, it was like wavy almost or something. Like it was like it's just everything looks cool and like just
it looks everything looks like it's pulsing.
Yeah.
It's like it has a heartbeat. It's really weird to describe it.
Everything's moving. There's another one, 2CB, and it's kind of similar. It's like
serotonin pills.
No, it's like they're like E's and acid mixed. They're sort of like,
okay, I was so off.
Yeah,
I was like, Colin Bard do these?
Serotonin to an extent, I would say. I remember taking those, and my watch it looked like it was melting. And I was like, what the fuck? But it was good as well.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be like fucking DMT and all that stuff.
I would give it. I haven't done it, but I'd be open to it. I would do that quicker than I'd do an E.
Really?
I hate E's.
Oh fuck!
I hate them. They're too much for me. I just can't do them.
In my old age now, but time and a place for an E.
Yes.
There's never a time or a place for DMT, I think.
Yeah, because you like me and you're a similar build of people.
Yeah.
Both small, wide men.
Yeah.
And those are the best people who. Those are the people who do the most drugs.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks it's a big maniacs. No, it's the wee tiny men.
The wee guys.
Yeah, the wee guys. You're fucking getting another one.
Like wee elves.
Yeah. All your tall, skinny mates try it, and they can't handle it. It fucks them up.
It's the fucking the length of time it takes from their mouth to the stomach. You know, it just hits us right and quick.
Yeah, it hits us immediately, and we're fine. Do you know what I mean? So that's what the biggest drug takers are not. They're like your big hippies. It's your men who look like they work the fryer at a chippy. Will fucking polish off anything.
Oh yeah. But the DMT, it's sort of like, you hear about the horror stories of like people like live a full life, like 50 years, and it's only 15 minutes.
Yeah, they've had like I remember reading one where it was like he had a wife and kids.
Yeah. And
then he snapped out of it. He was still back with his mates.
Yeah. There was one like that as well, where a guy got knocked out. He was concussed, and that happened as well. But there was one I heard about a guy who lived underwater. Or it was potentially Ari Shafir. That was on Salvia actually. But the DMT, I have mates who took the DMT pen, and they says the Iron Giant, it was like he was coming over the hill and like reaching out to grab them. And I was like, that actually doesn't sound. I didn't even like that film when I was a child.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to see that in fucking real life.
Yeah, that.
Another one said, the other guy he was with, he was like, I sort of felt like Mother Nature was like reaching like branches and like roots out of the ground to like fucking grab me or something. I was like, that sounds horrific.
That's not enjoyable.
Yeah, just fucking, I don't know, smoke a bit of grass or something at least. Chill out.
I want to stick on a cartoon and giggle.
Yeah,
I don't want to hit an inner realization about mankind.
There was actually something I wanted to talk about, but it wasn't really set. It was kind of related. This frog poison ritual that I've uncovered.
Right.
It's called combo, and it's basically where it's some sort of frog, and they like the frog sweats, and they either like poke it into their skin or like fucking funnel it into their ass or something.
Yeah.
And it's like it's an Amazonian ritual, and I think, what needs to be going on in your life that you think that's what's going to help me? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I can understand like taking DMT where people are like, I want to find out a higher truth.
Yeah.
What's going on for you to be like, see this frog sweat?
Yeah.
Give me it.
Yeah. I'm just really down at the minute. I just feel I don't have a purpose. I'm not, I used to have dreams, man. And I just find I'm just going from place to place. I'm not really thinking. What do? You got to go to a therapist? No, mate, I've stuck a frog in a sauna. I'm just going to suck him. And I think that'll fix me.
I think all my problems, and it's a lot of this higher wellness stuff, is like fucking Reiki, you know, all that breathing shit.
Yeah, where it's energy and you've got negative chakras.
what the fuck, like,
That's
see,
bollocks. That's, you know.
load of shite. People are like, oh, like, to an extent, I even think it started with yoga, right? And I think yoga is bad enough. Bending over, you know, getting into all these shapes and
That's a great time.
yoga.
That's a great time.
No chance.
It's amazing.
Are you into it?
Yeah. I do it every week.
Every week? Are you hot yoga or cool yoga?
I've done hot yoga.
Aye.
It's sore, like.
Because of the heat. Well,
It's fucking. You're stinking, like.
I would say so.
Like, you're proper. Like, do you ever get so wet you can't take your top off? Because it's like clinging to you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But like, what sort of, like, what do you feel like after yoga?
You don't feel like, you know, when you've played like a football match and you're fucked.
Yeah.
Your muscles, you feel like you've done a workout, but it's not sore. Just feels stretched.
The soreness is kind of good though. Do you know, think?
What is?
The soreness? Like I was.
It's a good soreness.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I-
you just feel stretched. You feel relaxed.
I just don't like the idea of feeling stretched out.
You just don't want to be bending over. No one's bending Denzi over.
I'm not fucking going in the room with a load of armed men bending over. What do you think I am? Some sort of fucking fruit?
Where'd you do that up in the fucking Kremlin? That's how you're doing your yoga?
Who's fucking taking that class? Stephen Nolan?
That's how it starts. You're doing the yoga. Next I have to call you fucking Dina by your wigs.
Fucking getting in there in your yoga mats and your fucking lycra. What are you
Get
doing?
back up that room, finish that fucking frog sweat. A fucking normal boy.
A fucking bottle of frog sweat up there. You're not coming down these stairs. You fucking finish it.
You kids in the Amazon would love a wee bottle of frog sweat. They can't have it because I took it off them. And you're coming down here talking about Pilates.
That's another one. It's not. It's an actual workout though. You see, it's like a machine.
Yoga's a workout.
If you
I will
say
bring
so,
you to one
like,
of my classes.
Well, it's. I don't know.
Because you're already getting shit from the gym people, Lindsay. We need to help you because they're going to kill you.
They
Are you getting death threats yet?
No, just your man called me a big wanker.
Yeah.
And then
You'll get death threats.
I did have
from me.
From you if I don't go to yoga.
So it's like, kill yourself. Just me in the back of the yoga hall. Kill yourself. That's it.
Look at you. You can't even touch your toes, you fat bastard. But I don't know. It's. Don't get me wrong, probably is good, but I think I wasn't actually meant to slobber about yoga. I think the wellness stuff has started from yoga, and it's like, how far can we take this? And we're at a point now where we are injecting frog sweat into us.
Yeah.
I think we can go further.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I haven't quite come up with what it is that we're going to do yet.
Because I want to know the guy who discovered this frog sweat.
Yeah.
What was he doing?
Yeah.
Well,
Some guy in the Amazon.
Yeah, what was he doing deep down in that jungle? To that
What was the frog sweating
Yeah,
for to begin with? And I know the Amazon's warm, but I reckon they're acclimatized to it by this point. You know what I mean?
This boy's just sucking on frogs.
How can you tell if a frog's so sweating as well? Surely they're amphibious. They're wet all the time. That one looks a bit too wet for my liking. Let me taste
You
it.
just go up to it with your phone out. You're like, were you here to meet a young tadpole? And the frog's like,
It's a great frog sound. A young tadpole is fucking brilliant. He's hopping away and everything on the lily pads. A frog, Chris Hansen.
Oh, we have the messages here. You said croak, croak, ribbit, ribbit. Is that appropriate?
It's all there on the lily pads right in front of you.
You're asking her if she's ever tasted frog spread?
Oh,
Tadpole, you sick bastard. You must have seen a lot. You must be a man of culture like I am.
Of course.
Do you have a top 5 pedo hunter videos?
See, a lot of them bother me because I'm like, I do have one. There's one that I love. I don't like the ones where they hit them because I think you're just bullying, and a lot of the time they are like fucking, you know.
They're not mentally well.
Yeah,
I shouldn't be feeling bad for this person, but it's quite clear they're not.
Yeah.
They don't have full mental capacity.
And there's a whole problem with that in general. But the one that I did like was there was a wee, I think he's Asian, a wee Asian guy, and they get him in like a pharmacy, and he's like, I'm just getting a poop medicine, I need to poop. And he's like running, swear to fuck, he's just sprinting through. He goes, I'm here to get poop medicine. And they're like, what are you here to meet a 13-year-old boy? He goes, I'm just here to get poop medicine. And he runs out of the shop and like it jumps in his car. And he ends up like flipping his car over like a curb or something. The car is like a big Jeep as well, and it's just fully on its side. But it's just so funny. He's like running around screaming about his poop medicine.
That's amazing. I love the one. There's one where a guy's just fully munching his dinner.
I have seen him as well.
Dinner, like
he's going like that and everything as
well.
Like,
and they're like, there's children near here. And he goes, where?
The guy, the classic, it's pretty. He slices his throat. Okay, maybe
I
I'm
haven't seen that one.
He's like he has, but it's the bluntest knife in the world. It's like a cheese knife or something, and he's like fucking like he's like actually fucking like trying to cut through it.
She's got like a butter knife through
Yeah,
his fucking neck.
and it's so it's just mad. He obviously didn't die, 'cause
Yeah.
otherwise it wouldn't be funny. But it's just the way he fucking. I don't know why he has it on him either. By the way, because he was going to meet up with a child, so there's maybe sinister intentions there.
Yeah.
The Chris Hansen ones are always the best.
The one where the guy, I don't know why, it's always funny to me that when they're not bothered.
It's the two Indian guys. There might be more that aren't bothered as well, but there
Yeah.
is two specific Indian guys who are like, Chris Hansen walks out and they're like, "What are you here to do?" And he goes, "I'm here to meet a girl." And he's like, "A 13-year-old girl?" And he's like, "Yeah, I brought pizza."
You here for that slut? You here to meet her too? I love the guy who comes in with a pizza and Chris Hansen comes out. He's like, "Why don't you take a seat?" He's like, "Hey,
Get a slice.
I've paid for it. Like, can I eat this?"
Did you see the video of him? He's back in the pedo hunting scene,
Yeah.
and there was a clip of him going about, and he's saying, he's like asking the pedo, he's like, "Why are you a pedo?" Essentially, he goes, I just find myself, I don't have any game with the girls." And Chris Hansen goes, "So you don't have Riz?" And he's like, proper dead serious. And the guy's like, "Yeah, I suppose I don't." Chris Hansen's talking about Riz, and what a world we're living in. The old OG Stinson Hunter, he was the best.
Who was that?
Stinson Hunter, the Stinson Hunter paedophile hunter, which rolls off the tongue so well. I don't know if his name actually was Hunter, but he was like the OG of it back in YouTube days.
Yeah.
But he was like going after the ones who there was like accusations against him. Like he was a proper, an expert of his craft. And then he stopped doing it because there was all these copycats, like the ones that you see now.
Who weren't doing it
Yeah.
properly.
I saw them in town one day. We were out getting my suits fitted for our mate's wedding, and we were walking from the train station over to Robinson's, and there was these fucking 4 or 5 men sitting in a car. The doors were open, like, and they had looked like police vests, and it says like fucking Child Protection Enforcement Team or something on them.
Right.
Or like I don't know what it was, but we didn't see the sting, and I was like trying to find the video of the sting for ages, could never find it. But I I wanted to turn around and be like, "Lads, can we just watch what happens here?"
Yeah.
Because they're obviously going to fucking.
Did you watch?
No, could never find the video. Raging about it.
Fuck. See, I have a bit that I don't do all the time because the crowd don't always go for it. But I say I feel bad for the pedos when they're caught because they've sent the messages when they're horny. and I'm like, I've said things that I don't want. I've sent texts I don't want read out to me outside of Centra at 2 in the afternoon.
That's a good joke.
It's a good bit, but it also requires you to. Like, I think the crowds don't.
It needs to be a certain type of crowd as well.
Yeah, they need to. Yeah,
They
sometimes they
understand
do
it's
it
a
and they're
joke.
like, "Bro, what the fuck?"
There is like an obsession with pedos to an extent, which is
Some people just don't like. Do you ever get when someone's like, "It's not even funny to joke about"?
yeah, and you're like,
It's not, and you're like, it is.
it absolutely is. It's even a funny word.
Yeah.
But it's like when you. I did write a joke about it before when there were the XL bully ban came in, and I genuinely did see someone commenting being like, it was like you couldn't walk about with an XL bully, but pedos can walk the street, and I was like, that's not even remotely the same thing. Like, no one's out there walking like a pedo on a fucking lead. Do you know what I mean? Around schools and all. It's not comparable. And it's like anything.
Age friendly, just don't have kids around them.
Or
You
see-
will bite them.
Or see if you hear about like anyone getting arrested about anything, and
Yeah.
it's like, but there's pedos walking about, and it's like you need to relax on the pedos here.
I just love anyone who like comments under a news article with how to fix the world.
Oh yeah,
We need to just fucking shoot everyone in the back of the head.
get them out.
Yeah,
Well,
get them out. Oh my god, Facebook's here. I'll say that's rising.
Facebook.
No, like
I think it's up there.
yeah. Man, for this new website, Facebook, go check it out. That sentiment of like fucking, I was in the park with my wee Nisha, and this foreign man came over and tried
Yeah.
to grab her, and
It's all just
just
made
be
up as
careful
well.
out there, fuck yeah, no
Yeah.
way that happened.
Just not a chance it happened. You don't
I
have
saw
a
one where it
niece.
was like I was in the shop and this Indian man was there and he just stared at me. I'm like, this story is you were in a shop
Stern and
and an Indian man was at it.
yeah.
Get them out the fuck.
Facebook comments are fucking, they're absolute gold. Like, cause the people who actively use Facebook as like their primary sort like social media,
Yeah.
you know, they have some opinions.
Yeah.
So they do. I saw one and it was like, I get all these random groups that come up on my Facebook, and it's like people looking for a room in like Australia or London or something, like looking somewhere to rent. And it was like a good looking blonde girl, like young girl, not that young though.
Uh,
20s now, and she was like looking for a room in like Brisbane or somewhere mental, and all the comments are just fucking 40-year-old men going, "You can come live with me in fucking Essex." You're like, you need to just get off this website right now.
Never been to Gloucester? It's like on Twitter, the people like the OnlyFans thirst traps.
Oh yeah, mate.
I've seen mates, like people you know, just like replying like looking beautiful, and you're like, bro, I can see this. What are you doing?
I will say, and I do think that Twitter has taken a sort of a turn from Elon Musk bought it over. The best thing that's ever happened is removing seeing people's likes, because I be liking some things that I don't want people seeing.
Yeah,
So
you've got some questionable drawings of Daphne from Scooby-Doo in your bookmarks.
Oh yeah, it's AI generated and everything, mate. You know what I mean? The technology we have these days, no more of those fucking. You ever see when you're on the adverts that come up of like the Simpsons having sex?
Yeah.
They don't need to be cartoons anymore, mate. You know what I mean? We're getting that live action.
I remember those days. You'd be on like a porn site, not Pornhub because it wasn't big at the time. Just a random one, just the size, just like Marge, Buck, and
Mo. I was always Mo for some reason.
yeah.
And he was always hung. It's like he.
But it's not even like a big. It's like a weird, like the dick has a six pack on.
Oh yeah, exactly. And it's like you obviously haven't watched the program because Mo obviously doesn't have a big dick. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which Simpson Jake would have the biggest dick?
Flanders.
Oh, that's true. What a shout, actually.
Flanders.
What a
he's
shout.
ripped. People forget he's jacked.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, I didn't even think of that. I was thinking Carl.
Nah, I think Flanders, like.
Yeah.
Or Disco Stew.
Oh yeah, he was laying pipe.
Yeah,
he was laying serious pipe.
He's got a pipe on him.
Or also Seymour Skinner.
Do you think so?
Veteran. Vietnam.
That's where I forgot that he's not actually Seymour Skinner.
What is his actual name?
Tanzarian something.
Oh, it is. It's
Tanzarian Armin Tanzarian.
I think that's what it is. Yeah. Fuck.
Is his real? And then they just at the end went, let's pretend that never happened.
It's just
never bring it up.
Never returned it. I haven't actually watched it from the
It's
this new
shockingly
episodes.
bad now.
Yeah. It used to always be on Sky One. It was good on. And then, but the Sky One would have been the new ones, but then Channel 4
had the classics.
Oh yeah, the good stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't like it though at the very beginning when Homer has the weird voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like first series and the animation's terrible.
Oh, Bart looks terrifying.
Yeah. Around season 3 is when I'm like, that's gold.
2 or 3, yeah, that's when it picks up, and then I think it
Yeah.
dies off. I want to say 16 or something.
Yeah, a lot of people go season 10. I would give it
I'll give it a few
still
more.
about
Do you know
a
what I
few
mean?
more, and then now it's bad. Like
Were you ever a Futurama guy?
I love Futurama.
Futurama's
Futurama
great.
I actually think is funnier
Yeah,
than the Simpsons.
just not as like iconic.
Not
Sort
as
of, I
iconic,
suppose.
but
yeah.
in terms of jokes, it's very funny.
I used to have a raging boner for it's just such a weird specific thing. Lucy Liu, when Lucy Liu features in Futurama,
Who's she in it? Oh yeah, she.
and she like falls in love with Fry or something.
Yeah,
I don't know why. That used to get me going.
I
Like,
got you going.
no idea why.
Are you into the cartoon porn, Benson?
No, I wouldn't. There's obviously cartoon characters that are attractive. You know what I mean? Lola Bunny.
What?
Lola Bunny.
Lola Bunny.
Yeah.
She's a rabbit, mate.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Right, I'm thinking of when they took her ass away.
Yeah. It's
OG Lola Bunny.
yeah, of
okay.
course.
Okay. And then they took. I remember it was over COVID. People were dying, and we were like, "What do you mean Lola Bunny has no tits?"
Give her the cheeks back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The country, the world's on fire because a sexy rabbit.
It can't get worse than this, and you take away the furry porn now.
Yeah.
Oh, Jessica Rabbit. I don't think she's an actual rabbit, though,
She's
is
a
she?
human, yeah.
Still, rabbits in the
She
name.
was hot. Daphne from Scooby-Doo. I said it. Daphne from Scooby-Doo.
Velma as well.
Really, you like Velma?
Oh yeah, come on now.
Not for me, no.
With the glasses, am I getting them right? Velma's the one with the
Velma's
glasses.
on the glasses.
Oh, yeah,
Daphne's the
come
ginger
on.
one.
Come on, is she ginger?
Yeah.
I thought she was blonde. No, Fred's blonde. Fuck,
Fred's blonde.
My head's away. Definitely no. Even in the live action Scooby Doo, Velma's the sexier
yeah.
one. Do you know what I mean?
Nah, she's not sexier than fucking Sarah Michelle Gellar.
It's all. Sorry, hold on a fucking second here. Who?
Sarah Michelle Gellar, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. How'd she play Daphne?
I've never watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
What the fuck, man?
There's like 2 years in difference between us, and that's like the 2-year gap showing.
Like that turn of the century.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sarah Michelle Gellar. Her and Freddie were married in real life.
I knew that. What's his?
Freddie Prince Jr.
Junior? Yeah, I know him. I know his name. I don't know. It's something about Velma. Maybe it's the outfit that she's wearing.
The nerdiness.
The glasses, yeah.
You
I can't see without my glasses.
Yeah.
Take them off then. And we'll have, you just pretend I'm someone else. And we'll have no problems at all here. You know.
What are you like? Can you see without your glasses at all?
Yeah, I actually have a lazy eye. So if I close my right eye, can't really see much. Especially without my glasses on.
Yeah.
But like far away, up close doesn't really make a difference.
Right. Okay.
I had Bell's palsy when I was younger. This is a great chat. But it was like it's like, you ever get the thing where it's like, if you keep doing that face and the wind hits you, it'll that's literally what it is.
Isn't it your face muscles?
Slumps,
slumps, yeah. JR, the wrestling commentator, has that.
Does he?
That's why he speaks the way he does.
I'd say it could go away. And
you get bouts of it, I assume.
I don't know. No, I only had it once. But
right,
it affected my eye. That's why the sort of weakened the eye. I thought it just went away.
Yeah.
Maybe you can get stuck with it, or it comes and goes.
I only know, literally, he's my only experience of it, so I just know he would have bouts of it.
Yeah. But I think I only had it for like 3 months or something. But there was a photo of me in like my P1 class photo, and like I am just slanty in the photo, like. And it's like you literally only move. And my man, I don't remember. Like I can remember having the eye patch for a while. But they were like, when I came down and like half my face wasn't moving, they were like, what the fuck has happened to this child? But obviously I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah. What's everyone looking at?
Yeah, it's fucking nuts.
Like Ted when they put him back together, wrong.
Hey Johnny, you fucking it was good.
I still love you, John. I'm just fucking with you.
That's exactly what it was like. What do you do if a child walks down fucking, or like in Family Guy, the guy who's the upside down son's face?
Yeah.
The news presenter.
Tom Tucker.
Yeah.
Son's Jake.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what it was sort of like. But
I hate that I have that knowledge off the top of my head.
Family Guy? I don't even like Family Guy that much, you know.
I don't like it anymore.
No, I used to when I was younger.
I'll lay down a hot take that the internet might hit. American Dad's way better.
I only really like the quips of Roger. When it's like oh he's like a master of karate. I want to go do lessons with him, and it's always Roger.
Oh shit, it's Roger. Yeah, it's gonna be Roger, isn't it?
And he walks in the room.
There's one I love where he's dressed. I can't remember why he's dressed as a girl, but he's like, oh, it's so cute. I love kittens. And he leans against the window and goes, when I was a kid, my dad used to beat the shit out of me. He is, I think, the best character. Because you can give him personas, he can fill any role that you need. He's fucking hilarious.
What do you think of the Seth MacFarlane? He's doing the new Naked Gun.
He's the only one I would trust to do it.
Really?
I fucking adore Seth MacFarlane.
Really?
I don't think he's made a bad thing. Other than the Cleveland show, I don't think he's made anything bad.
Ted is good. As I say, I'm not big in the Family Guy. I don't like that sort of the cut-off humour.
I don't really love the cutaways. They used to be better.
Yeah.
Now it's really lazy.
But
A Million Ways to Die in the West is hilarious. If you've ever seen
I went to go see that in the cinema. Actually, that was good.
It's really fun.
I always get it mixed up with fucking the shite Netflix thing, Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
I love that.
I don't think I liked it.
I love the Coens. So they did Fargo.
The series or the film?
Both.
I like the film.
Both.
Yeah.
I just love them. But I only like the Buster Scruggs bit of the Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
Yeah.
And then the rest.
I think I watched it once. I just didn't really.
That's the one where Liam Neeson sings the sash in it.
And Buster Scruggs, does he?
Yeah.
No, I actually changed my mind. That's the best film I've ever seen. But he's obviously in the new Naked Gun.
Yeah.
So he is. I saw the trailer for it the other day. It actually
there was a joke in it that gave me faith that it's going to be good.
What one was it?
It's Liam Neeson like looking at the photo of Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah.
Being like, I'm gonna do you proud, Dad. And then it cuts to like the guy beside him, and he's doing it so they're all the sons of the original cast. And then it cuts to the son of O.J. Simpson, and he just goes. That made me go, okay, this has teeth.
Was O.J. Simpson in the original?
He was Nordberg.
Fuck, that's right. I forgot about that.
He's in all of them.
Ah.
Which is such a silly wee movie, and you're like, oh, he cut a woman's head off.
Did he do that?
She was stabbed so severely, it was like their neck was barely hanging on.
Well, the glove didn't fit, so... The videos of him are so fucking funny. The one where he's doing the interview and he's...
with Ruby Wack?
Yeah, and he goes...
He comes in with a knife.
Absolutely nuts. And it's a common misconception that he wrote the book If I Did It.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's actually he wrote a book, and the family of the woman he murdered, his wife, they actually bought the rights for it or something, and they won a court case for it, and they released it, but it's not what he wrote. They just bought the rights to the name.
Right, so what I thought it was he wrote If I Did It.
No.
And then on the cover it said If I Did It. Then the family bought the rights.
Yeah.
And they made the F really small.
Yeah, that's actually what it is, yeah.
So it said O.J. Simpson, I did it.
Yeah.
And the F was inside the I.
And that's exactly what it is. I got it wrong
okay.
there. Well, he did more, though. Like, the videos he used to put up on Twitter, like, he just completely lost the plot. I love all the Dave Chappelle bits of of him meeting O.J. Simpson.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Juice. Mr. Juice.
I love the Norm Macdonald. The day he got found not guilty.
Mm-hmm.
Norm Macdonald on Saturday Night Live. Now, for background, the owner, I think it was Dick Igle, I could be wrong, but the owner of NBC, which SNL was on, was very good friends with O.J. Simpson.
Yeah.
Really good friends with him. Norm Macdonald kept doing jokes about him. Dick Igle kept going, stop it. We will fire you. Stop doing it. You're not allowed to talk about him. Stop doing this. Norm didn't stop doing it. On the day O.J. was acquitted, the show opens with Norm was going, it's official. Murder is legal.
He is so fucking funny.
Yeah, he was great.
The one it came up actually earlier on, so where'd you say that, about the 420 one, and he's going, what 420, what is that? And the other guy goes, it's April 20th, you know, and he's Googling and he goes, oh, it was some guy's birthday, this politician coming from Austria, and he goes, he's got some pretty bad ideas. I don't like guys like that. I don't think we should have guys like that. And the other guy goes, he died 50 years ago. And Norm Macdonald goes, I didn't even know he was sick.
Yeah, doesn't he have that line? Like, the more I find out about this Hitler guy, the less I like about him. Have you ever seen that clip from Conan? And I can't remember who the comedian is. He has on, it's an old guy. And he's talking about...
yes, Jeffrey Epstein.
Jeffrey Epstein.
The financier.
Yeah. No, I meant Jeff Epstein, the New York financier. Yeah, no, he had an island. Yeah, nice try. Nice try, buddy.
I think I'd know.
Yeah.
Jeff Epstein.
He's dead. What? You're not getting me. That's such a good bit.
Well, I suppose we'll end on this. You did obviously have a few stories up of the Kanye tweets.
Oh my god.
What are your thoughts on his new song?
Which one, Cousins or Heil Hitler?
Heil Hitler, Heil Hitler.
Am I wrong in feeling it's a bit of a banger?
I actually said this the other day. See if it wasn't saying Heil Hitler all the time. Be a bit of fucking good shit.
It's a good song.
Yeah.
Cousins is the one that freaks me out. Gave my cousin.
Yeah. Again, though, see if the lyrics were completely different.
If it wasn't about sucking off his cousin.
Yeah. You're talking an anthem there.
Yeah.
I have a theory that he's going to make a comeback.
I can't.
I think he's too far gone. I don't.
He's
see
like
it.
McGregor.
Yeah.
Do you remember people were like, he'll be back though? He'll be back.
mean, he kind of, he did something a bit worse. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Kanye's at least. Like, did you see the video?
Yeah, he wore a tricolor.
Which is the ultimate sin.
Yeah.
He did a video with, or an interview with DJ Academics, and he's like completely normal the whole start of the interview, and then he just walks out in like black Ku Klux Klan gear, and you're like, what the fuck?
Why did you say that about Virgil? Because I'm evil. He's a fucking maniac. And then he's like, they won't let me see my kids. I'm like, oh, I wonder why. I wouldn't let you see your kids, and I have no authority in the matter.
Child maintenance might have to step in, to be honest.
Yeah.
Kanye West.
He became like the ultimate Facebook da.
Oh yeah, Fathers for Justice. Have you ever seen those?
Yeah.
It's the people who fucking
dress up as like Spider-Man,
yes.
Climb a building. Sharon, let me see a wee one.
No, their thing is they don't even want to see the kids. They just don't want to pay for them.
Yeah, is that what that is?
That's what that is. So I work for child maintenance. We were actually warned about them before. They were like, if these guys come into the building, do not approach, because they would come in dressed as like Batman and Robin, and it's basically a charity for.
You have the money to pay for the costumes, not your children.
I'm not the kids.
How much was that? That's an authentic Dark Knight
I've got
outfit.
the Travis Scott Batman outfit coming in, but it's like they don't want to pay for kids that they don't see. So they're like, we shouldn't have to pay money for them. And I don't know, maybe it is like they want to see the kids, but deep down it's like, I just don't want to spend this money, to be honest.
Yeah, you do hear about dads getting fucked in that instance.
Oh yeah,
in the courts.
Fuck them, to be honest.
Yeah, they're fucked like, yeah.
We used to get them in child maintenance. You get them ringing up and they're like, I don't see the kids, and you can see you've got criminal convictions here. It's probably best that you don't.
Yeah.
But you also still have to pay for them. Do you know what I mean?
And what do you do in that end? Do you still have that job?
No. I'm a civil engineer now.
Sweet. So what do you do in that instance? Someone's not paying for their child? What action do you take?
Oh, mate, it goes pretty deep. Like, if the first instance, it would be like not paying their monthly payments,
Right.
and then if they still don't pay the monthly payments, then they like sort of send like debt collectors after them. If like it can get to the point where they take your passport and all off you,
Right.
and it can go so far as like you can't, like, obviously if you take your passport you can't leave the country, but like if you have cryptocurrency, this is like a new thing they brought in. If you have cryptocurrency, they can take your bitcoins off you. Like, that is the ultimate divorce level move of like
Taking the bitcoins
getting your fucking Solana or taken off you. But
Yeah.
what I find really funny is obviously now you've got all these shit meme coins,
Yeah.
and they're like called like fucking cum dollars and all. It's like, imagine getting your fucking cum coins taken off you for child maintenance.
I love the.
They've taken everything. They've taken my passport. They've taken my fucking house. They've taken all my dick dollars. You know. Oh, I can't even fucking see them. Get my Superman outfit out of the fucking wardrobe here.
I'm down 20 squirt coins. I don't even see the wee one. I love the people who have been ripped off by celebrities doing those. Remember the Hawk Tour girl?
Yes,
Did
the
the
rug
Hawk
pull.
Tour coin and people are like, I lost loads of money in that. Like, you shouldn't have
It's
money.
natural selection
Yeah,
at that point.
You
Like,
you shouldn't have money if you're losing it on that.
one of my mates had there was a coin called Hot Guy, and I thought that's pretty, like, it's being gay is obviously gay, but buying a meme coin called Hot Guy is arguably gayer than that. You can have sex with a man and it's not as gay as buying a meme coin called Hot Guy.
There are loads of things I think aren't as gay as fucking men.
Oh yeah, 100%.
There's so many.
Washing your hands after a piss in your own house with no visitors. Come on.
That's up there.
Trying to think what else.
Having a top knot.
Oh yeah, that's outrageous. I used to really want one.
Really?
You used to really want one. This is like post goth, pre what I am now. In my defense, it was the rage.
Mm-hmm.
The top knot man bun was the sort of pinnacle of male existence.
Here's a question I have for you, right? Because you used to be a goth. What happened to goths?
I thought this the other day. I was going
I
past
have
City
a
Hall.
theory, but let me hear you out first.
I don't know. But they are still exist. You still see them.
See, I think they've all went non-binary.
Oh,
That's what I believe has happened.
You think so?
Everyone who would have been a goth is now non-binary.
They've just learned about instead of heavy metal. Why don't I try not being a gender?
Yeah.
Just listen to Slipknot, and maybe that could be. You obviously, this could go so wrong. You obviously hear about that. It's like fucking that kind of therapy, conversion therapy.
Yeah.
That change someone from trans or gay into normal. But that's what they should do. Just fucking get them, put on a Slipknot CD, and just turn them into a goth instead.
Yeah.
If you're that arsed,
Yeah.
you know.
I remember someone telling me they watched a documentary, it might have been Colin, about those gay conversion camps. And he's like, the interviews was just all the men in there have just been fucking each other the whole time. They're like, oh, you cured of gayness? And I'm like, yeah, sure. I might need to stay another 20 weeks.
I was going to say that, like, they come out and they're like, I've relapsed, I need to go back in again.
Yeah, it's like, Lindsay, we're concerned about how much porn you're watching, so we're sending you to a camp, and your fucking campmates are Lola Bunny.
Yeah.
And just like a big fat ass Hermione.
You're getting Marge. People are dressed up as Marge and Mo, and it's the best time. It's the worst time ever. Do you take it really seriously? No, please don't send me.
Oh yeah.
But I could talk about things like the things that are gayer than being actual gay for hours. But we're an hour and a half.
I need to go.
Yeah,
man has a rap party tonight.
A rap party?
Yeah.
Are you rapping?
No, like an end of series thing.
Oh, fuck me. That is so stupid. What were you filming? Can't say. Oh, that's all right. But we'll wrap it up there. Is there anything you'd like to plug, William?
Nah. Lazy Boys podcast is going public.
Oh, happy days.
Shane Todd, Nicky Bartlett. That's going public. That'll be on your YouTube, so check that out if you can.
But until then, fucking pay for it. Stop being skint. As always, Crack House Comedy, 13th of June. Big announcement next week regarding a live podcast. We'll keep it. I'll leave you teasing for it. I'll leave you high and dry. Yeah, Crack House Comedy. Tickets in my bio. I'll be at fucking Pavilion on Monday. Modern's on Tuesday. If anyone's out and about. But William, thank you very much for coming on.
Having me. I appreciate it.
Thanks everyone for listening, and I'll be back next week.
Cheers for having me, sir.
Thank you very much for coming down, mate.
I was slowing the brain because I'm hungover as fuck.
Were you out last night?
Yeah, but it wasn't even. Did you ever get one?